Kick him. Ready?
The East Coast is in a declared state of emergency because of Hurricane Florence, which is on a fast track to North Carolina and headed directly for Epic Games offices. If Epic Games doesn't do a good job preparing for this catastrophe, Fortnite service could go offline for months. Time. Hurricane Florence is shaping up to be devastating, especially to East Coast states such as Georgia, the Carolinas, and Virginia. For this video though, we're going to mainly focus on the effects the storm will have on North Carolina, because that's where Epic Games HQ is located. And North Carolina is only a couple feet above sea level, which is extremely dangerous because it makes the state prone to flash flooding. I live on the East Coast myself, and I've seen what storms like this can do. So to kick off this video, I'm going to go into detail on what sort of damage this hurricane is capable of, so you guys can get an idea of what might happen to Fortnite and Epic Games in general. The first thing that Epic is going to have to prepare for when Florence initially hits is going to be the storm surge. A storm surge is the first phase of a hurricane and occurs when a hurricane reaches the coastline. What happens is it pushes the ocean along the beach further inland, sometimes even miles inland.
I'm watching this video. My stream needs to hear it.
That will be experienced more inland. Due to high wind speeds, the water can become lethal. In some cases, entire houses can be destroyed by storm surge waters, cars can be carried multiple miles, and if people get caught in the middle of it, the chances of survival are really slim. Depending on how close Epic Games offices are to the coast of North Carolina, the damage is going to be catastrophic. The size of Florence have the potential to cause massive floods hundreds of miles inland. In the past, storms similar to Florence, such as Hurricane Floyd, were reported to have caused flooding hundreds of miles inland and down the East Coast. I'm not talking about a couple inches of standing water in the street. I mean there was 8 to 16 inches of standing water everywhere, hundreds of miles from the ocean. Houses were totally waterlogged and rotted from the foundation up. Power lines got knocked down into giant pools of water, and people get trapped on rooftops for days with no clean water or proper food. Though this level of flooding may not be as harmful as storm surge, it's still catastrophic and has the potential to put normal life on hold for weeks. If flooding like this occurs in Carolinas, Epic Games and Fortnite are going to be out of commission for a while. On top of the flooding and the storm surge, there's also extremely high winds. Some of the strongest hurricanes to hit the United States are clocked with speeds anywhere between 170 to 190 miles per hour. Just last year, the East Coast got hit hard by Hurricane Irma, the second most powerful hurricane to hit the United States in terms of wind speed. Irma was reported to have wind speeds of 185 miles per hour. This was enough to uproot trees, flip cars, and tear roofs off houses.
Now I'm watching this video by X-Destiny. Reaction. I got a shotgun. Got you a green tap. Never mind.
Other life-threatening
Yeah.
hazards, such as flying debris. During hurricanes, it's very common for shrapnel and other sorts of debris
Come to me.
to fly through the air at high speed. Oftentimes, pieces of wood and metal can be found sticking out of trees and other structures after the hurricane subsides. If a person were to get tormented flying through the air at 185 miles per hour, their chances of survival are really slim. On top of all these hazards that come along when experiencing a hurricane, there's also the potential for tornadoes to form once the hurricane hits the coast. So not only does Epic Games have to worry about a massive flooding and high wind speeds, they also have to make sure they have a safe place to take shelter in case the tornado forms. Tornadoes move fast and can cause massive devastation in a matter of minutes.
Here's
So
a
the question
shotgun.
is, how are they preparing for all this, and what are their plans to keep the Fortnite servers up and running during the storm of this magnitude? Luckily, Epic Games is a very transparent company and likes to keep their player base informed with everything that has to do with Fortnite. They released a statement on Reddit addressing the issues they could be experiencing with the hurricane, and it reads, "Hi everyone. As a reminder, this weekend, Hurricane Florence is expected to hit Cary, North Carolina, the location of Epic Games' office, at the beginning of today. Please keep this in mind if there are any potential server issues or in-game issues. Epic Games has been great with communication, so we hope they'll keep us updated to the best of their abilities should anything happen. Any posts between Friday and Sunday pertaining to server issues, in-game lag type issues will be removed, especially those complaining about it. It's important that everyone stays safe. Should any major in-game issues arise, we will create a mega thread. Thanks." Everyone taking storm damage, stay safe. So they did acknowledge that there are going to be server issues with Fortnite, but I think they're downplaying it. You can tell they're preparing for the worst case scenario, since they threatened to remove any threats to game issues. They know the Fortnite servers will be affected by this, but their main concern is the safety of their staff and the people up and down the East Coast, which is respectable. So what sort of issues could Fortnite and Epic Games experience beyond just lag and matchmaking issues? The first issue that's going to arise is going to be a lack of customer support. With the high wind speeds and likeliness of flash flooding, power outages, and down cell phone towers and broken telephone lines, there's no way they'll be able to provide any customer support. If their building has a couple of backup generators, then they may be able to maintain power, but without internet and phone service, they won't be able to communicate with anyone from their offices, and Fortnite will go offline. Obviously, if the staff leaves or goes somewhere with internet, they will be able to get online, go on Reddit, and address the community concerns. In fact, they probably already have their public relations department somewhere safe where they can monitor the Reddit right now as we speak. But there's going to be no direct way to call Epic offices, meaning Reddit and Twitter will be the only way of getting any customer support services while the phone lines are being repaired. It's also extremely likely that Fortnite servers will go offline altogether. I honestly can't see the internet services being maintained throughout Hurricane Florence. There's just so much potential for damage. There's going to be 180 plus mile-an-hour wind speeds, inches, and probably feet of standing water that could even have a current, debris everywhere, drown power lines, and telephone lines. There's just no way that Epic Games facilities are going to be able to maintain stable internet connections throughout this ordeal. At the very least, it's looking like Fortnite will be going down for a couple of days. But later in the video, we will go into more detail of how long we could be looking at the servers being down for. And to put it in perspective, days is lucky. Like, we could be looking at weeks or months. But like I said, we'll get into that a little bit later. Right now, I want to talk about what Epic could be doing at their headquarters right now to prepare the building for the worst case scenario and keep Fortnite up and running. Here are a few things that most people do to prepare for hurricanes. Rule number 1, if you're anywhere near the coast, you gotta go. Evacuation is the smartest thing to do if you live within a few miles of the coast when a hurricane's coming. Florence is shaping up to be a bad hurricane, and if the Epic HQ is anywhere near the coast, then hopefully the staff picked up their things and left. They should also be preparing their buildings for the impact of the high wind speed and flooding. Some things that people do to prepare their homes or businesses for a hurricane is barricading the windows. I mean, don't just stack furniture up against the doors. I mean, full on, like boarding up the windows with
has the hurricane already happened?
And then reinforcing them with heavy furniture. This will keep the water out and protect anyone inside the room. Because if a piece of debris were to hit the window at 180 miles an hour, glass will fly everywhere and someone could get hit by it and water could begin to pour into the room. Sandbags are also a great thing to use. Putting sandbags at the bottom of the doors and along the walls of a building in general will help reinforce the structure and absorb any water that slips through the cracks. Securing the roof is important as well. This means that someone at the Epic HQ should take the time to check and make sure the shingles on the roof are secure, because if there's weak shingles, that could fly away during the storm, then the roof
Adrian, here you go,
could end up damaging the surface or other equipment in the building. Lastly, making sure there's some sort of backup generator to keep the power on and the service running is also a very necessary step that they should be taking. Of course, those are all things they can do to make sure that the equipment inside the building and that Fortnite doesn't go offline. As far as safety for the Epic Games staff, hopefully they have proper shelter, some emergency kits with flashlights and other necessary things that can be needed in a state of emergency. In addition, they should have enough food to last them for a couple weeks in a worst case scenario. At the end of the day, like they said in their Reddit post, safety is the biggest concern with a situation like this. So if the servers go down, which they most likely will, they're going to prioritize the people over the servers being online. But the question is, how long are we looking at servers
let me listen to the video.
Depending on how hard Hurricane Florence hits Cary, North Carolina, servers could be shut down anywhere from a couple days to a month. If the entire East Coast is hit hard, the internet service and cellular providers are going to be extremely backed up with service calls. Everybody needs the internet, everybody needs their phone, and everybody needs power. So if the cell phone towers, internet lines, and power lines are offline all up and down the East Coast, every single repair technician for their companies is going to be out there busy making repairs day in and day out. And at that point, the amount of time they'll take until their internet service provider is going to get their lines is totally random. There's no waiting list or line when it comes to issues like this. The provider gets their report on where the service, and they send teams to assess the damage, gather information for insurance purposes, and then start making repairs.
Come help me real quick.
Be one of the first clients.
You got minis? We got freaking lucky. I legit shot and it didn't even shoot. Like I was holding my trigger. I've been started having it. I think go to game chat. That's so they could hear you.
Weeks down the road. It just depends. The same logic applies when it comes to their phones and power lines. No company has the manpower to make repairs across the entire East Coast in just a day or two. It has to be random and there will be a waiting list. So like I said, it could be anywhere between a couple days or a couple weeks. On top of that, there's a lot of potential for structural damage for Epic Games offices. I don't know anything about the sort of equipment that used to run the servers that millions of people connect to every day, but I'd imagine that equipment can't be easily replaced. If there's a significant amount of damage on the building and the equipment inside of it, Fortnite servers could also be down for weeks or maybe months because they have to ship new computers, get repairs done, etc. You guys probably get the drift. So this has been a pretty serious video. So at the end, I decided to add something in that'd be a little funny. Just take a look at this thread on Reddit. It's pretty hilarious. Serious thing happening, they find some way to make a joke out of it. But anyway, to wrap this video up, if you live on the East Coast, please make sure you stay safe, move to the circle before the storm comes in, make sure you're carrying med kits, and do whatever you gotta do to stay safe. It's been Xility. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace. Everyone,
who's in my stream? Comment whoever you are, please. Me? No, this somebody's in my stream. I just want to know who's in it. Comment whoever you are. Adrian, where you wanna go?
Best.
Adrian Duran.
What?
Is Amaya being bad? Does she like school? Does she like school?
Yep.
Mm.
She loves it. She got best. She said she got best friend.
I forgot how old Amaya is. How old is she? About 4?
Yeah, 4.
But she get easy homework, bro.
I'm dead.
I'm coming. You don't see that? I got a shotgun.
So dead. So dead, bro. So dead. So dead. I got a pickaxe. Thank you. Get out of my life.
Sure.
Nice. That's all yours. That's all yours. Here, have this drip pot right here. Get it.
Thank you.
Have it.
That person just got the fuck beat out of. Oh yeah.
What?
Okay. Wait. Eat. Eat. What? Ooh, yeah. Damn, this was bad.
Oh, I got mini.
Medkit. Ooh, slurp juice. Damn. I got a medkit for you.
I need wood.
I know, I'm getting wood. Like, I'm very low on wood. I only have 4. Hey, were you playing with that bitch ass Gucci Jonathan? No, not my friend. This other person. His account is Gucci, but I don't like that person. Yeah.
I don't know who he is.
I have a friend named Jonathan who's been to my house about twice. Bro, you wanna know something? You wanna know you know Yaya?
Yeah. Your sister?
Yeah, she praised me and my friend. She put on like this scary voice. and I got scared. I was about to cry. I was like, Mom, I'm scared.
Oh crap, bro. Bro, down here. How you leave me like that, bro?
I'm sorry.
I look for that, bro.
Get off me! Oh my gosh, he's freaking tryhard. Get off my... Get off my fucking... The fuck is
Why
this?
are your friends trying to send me some friend request?
That's Felix. That's Felix.
Felix the house?
That's Felix.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. That's Felix, you little bitch.
What's up, Felix? What? Is that his clan? Is that for his clan?
Chatito.
No, he's outside my room. So there's Felix right there? He has 2 accounts?
What do you expect? Why? Bitch, I'm a baby. Brand new whip, got no keys. Bitch, eat my dick.
So that's Felix right there?
Yep.
How do you know? He has a different account or what?
Yeah.
Hey Felix, dance if this is you. Oh shoot.
It is.
I need to make sure.
Okay, I'm not lying. It's actually Felix. Oh, baby, bird! You know how I know it's Felix? I went to Felix's house. And it said
Felix always wants to go to Greasy.
I'm about to make a new account. I'm not going to Greasy. I'm going to Viking on it.
Okay. Come on. Alright, I'm going with you. Yep.
I don't follow rules and they don't like that. I will skip this girl to get myself back. She's so fun. I might take her out. I don't know that yet. You coming? Go to Greasy, why are you following me?
Oh, I'm coming to Greasy. Hey, let's go to these abandoned houses right here. What? We're just playing with him. Don't go squads.
29.
Chest. Tell me a chest. Are you trying to find those puzzle pieces?
I said jigsaw puzzle pieces. Here you go, Felix. It's not my trap.
That's not your trap?
Nope.
Bro, come here, oh my. hold up.
You just doing a mode if it's do the default dance Felix if it's actually you. Told you.
It's Latin King, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna make a little video. I'm gonna make a party, but Z10 tryouts.
You mean the community?
It's a clan.
Here it is?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna find him. Tell Felix, dance. Okay, quit. You just got this friend request.
I'm about to end this shit.
He's so